Here we go. So good morning, everyone. Whoops, one more thing I have to do. Let's just see what time it is. Okay. So this week we are working on calling forth our inner warriors. So we're going to go through our warriors after our warm-up. But to help you feel the message of the warriors and the legend behind the warriors, when you're doing your pose, I just want to tell you a very brief story. These stories are typically epic in length and go on and on. I'm going to give you the very abridged Cliff Notes version. And this is about Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is said to be our first yogi. But he was very, very devoted to his wife, Seta. And he was at odds. He was a rival of her father. And for her, it was very difficult to deal with this, the love for her father, the love for her husband. And one day there was this amazing, very, very important celebration happening, a worship celebration. And the king, her father, did not invite her or Shiva because of the tension between them. And his wife saw this as such a deep insult. And she went to her father and she complained, and he said no. And she, in her despair, threw herself into the pyre, killed herself. Shiva, enraged, angry, he took oils from his body, threw them into the earth, and up from the earth came warrior one. Warrior two was the warrior that would set his sights on the target. And warrior three was the warrior that charged into battle and that killed the king. Well, after that was done, Shiva was still in despair, but he rushed to the pyre and he managed to bring her back. He also, along the way, brought her father back to life. And the moral here for us is that we all have the power to meet our most difficult challenges right here inside ourselves. He was able to fix what was broken. We can fix what is broken. And we should never let our anger turn to hatred and our hatred to revenge. And so hopefully you can feel some of this in your warriors today. We're going to start with Ujjayi Breath. And Ujjayi Breath is the warrior's breath. It's the breath of victory. And it's also sometimes called the ocean sounding breath. And what you do is you cut off some of, using your tongue, if you will, or you can just keep your mouth very closed so that the only air that comes in is through your nose. And you breathe out through your nose. I keep my tongue behind my teeth at the palate to close off my throat. Some people call this the Darth Vader breath. So you're just restricting any of the air other than what comes in and out of your nose. And you should be able to hear it like the sound of the ocean. Close your eyes and focus on victory. This breath is said to cause us physically to focus, which is why it's the warrior's breath. Return to your natural breath, and then gently open up your eyes to take in the light. Okay. And we'll start with our warm-ups, and let's start by rolling our shoulders. Roll them back, roll them forward. And then pause. Send your chin to your chest. Send your nose up to the sky. Do that a few more times. Nose down towards your mat, nose to the sky. Maybe you feel some tension in the back of your neck. Perhaps this will help. Next time your nose is pointing down, your chin to your chest, lift your head up to a neutral position. Look over your right shoulder. Send your chin to your right shoulder. And then trace a line across your chest over to your left shoulder. And now look up. Look up. Inhale, exhale, bring your chin down across your chest over to the other shoulder. Inhale, exhale, bring it down. We're going to do this a few more times. Next time you're looking over your right shoulder, pause, bring your head to neutral and send it to the center. Okay. Release your arms alongside your hips. Walk your right hand away. Left arm comes over left ear. Bend your right elbow. You're going to send your left arm upward, fingers pointing to the sky. You're going to rotate your arm so that you can put the back of your hand to the back of your heart. And you're going to press the back of your hand into your ribs to just a bit, just as an encouragement to open up your heart. So you're twisting a little bit to send your heart upward, as a warrior needs that open heart. And then release it, release everything. Come to center, and we'll do that on the other side. Left hand moves to the left, right arm alongside right ear. Try to keep that right knee down. Try to keep your sits bones on the mat. Send your fingers to the sky. Rotate your arm. Back of your hand comes to the back of your heart. Gently, very gently encouraging your heart to open. Brave heart. And then release it, come back to center. Inhale, and then on an exhale, left hand on right knee, right arm supporting you behind your mountain spine. Look over your right shoulder. We're looking at the past, and perhaps we can find something there that we can learn to use to meet our next challenge. And we're going to bring it forward into the present moment. Bring your arms down. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. Feel your strength building, the crown of your head reaching upward. Feel the gentle twist at your middle, getting ready to meet your challenge. Both arms up alongside your ears, twist back to center. Bring your arms down by your side. All right. Send both your legs straight out in front of you. Dandasana. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your knees. Arms come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Point your feet, straighten your legs. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Once more, inhale and exhale. Excellent. Release your arms. Bring your right leg in. Open it out to the side. Bring your arms up overhead alongside your ears. Feel the crown of your head reaching upward. Your fingers are pointing to the sky. You're getting longer and taller. You're going to inhale, and on an exhale, you'll engage your abdominal muscles and hinge from your hip joint, coming any amount over your extended leg. Look up, release your right arm. Your fingers are pointing forward and they're reaching up to the sky. They're coming down. They're going to land alongside your hip. You're going to use your left arm to help raise you onto your shin. And then use that same arm to guide you back down. Okay, let's do the other side. Left leg comes in, open it out to the side. Straight, long arms, fingers pointing to the sky. Feel that firm, strong mountain spine. Inhale, and on an exhale, engage those abdominal muscles and hinge over your extended leg. Look up, release your left arm, your fingers, make a journey, reaching up to the sky and coming down alongside your hip, your right arm like a propeller, sending you up onto your left shin. Same arm, guides you back down. All right. So now you're going to come to straight legs again. Yeah. Arms straight up overhead, feet to toes to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, your right hand touches your toes or your ankle or your calf, whatever you can comfortably reach, and your left hand swings behind you, and you're going to look behind you, look over your left shoulder to find your left hand. On an inhale, you're going to lift your arm, your fingers to the sky. On an exhale, you're going to cross wrist over wrist and fold over your legs for a Pashimotonasana, the Western stretch. Release your right arm. Let your right arm swing back behind you. Find your right hand. Inhale your arm up, fingers to the sky. Exhale, cross wrist over wrist. And then gently unfold. You're going to bend your knees and make your way into a child's pose. Send your arms straight out overhead onto the mat. On an inhale, you're going to lift your hips, send your heart through your arms, and your legs are long behind you. Push into the mat, feel your strength. Engage your abdominal muscles, protecting your lower back and keeping you from sagging towards the mat. Inhale, exhale, send your hips back to your heels. You're not going to stay there very long. On an inhale, you're going to come forward. Send your hips to your heels. And then lift your hips and come up into a table, Dandasana. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to start with some cats and dogs. On an inhale, you're going to curve your spine towards the mat, tailbone reaching up, shoulder blades coming together. Exhale, spread those shoulder blades, arch to the sky as your tailbone reaches down. Feel the shape of your spine, how the vertebrae are forming this beautiful arch. Inhale to dog and continue now at your own pace. And then come back to your table. Right. You know, might want to walk up to the front of your mat a little bit more so you'll have room to stretch your leg behind you on the mat. And you're going to send your right leg back behind you, the ball of your foot on the mat. You're going to lift your leg hip high. You're going to make sure that your hips are aligned, squared, and then send your left arm alongside your left ear. Feel your abdominal muscles working here to help you with your balance, keeping you away from the mat. Feel your fingers reaching for the wall in front of you and the sole of your foot reaching for the wall behind you. This is a knee down warrior, one-handed warrior three, right? So this is a feeling though, this is a pattern for warrior three. At any time, if you need to bring your arm down, your knee down, do so. Let's all do that right now. And let's do that on the other side. First, ball of the foot reaches back behind you. It's on the mat first. Lift it up hip high. Make sure your hips are square. Then release your arm, send it alongside your ear. Think about warrior three. Call upon your core muscles. Feel your body going in two opposite directions. Bring your knee down, bring your hand down, come to child's pose. Come back up to table. Send your right leg back behind you, swivel it so that the arch of your right foot is opposite the toes of your left, and fan open to the left. Send your arm down along your side body, so it's just resting on your side body. And then you're going to make sure your shoulder is over, your left shoulder is over your left wrist. You're going to lift your right leg, and as you do, your right arm comes alongside your right ear. Inhale, your arm comes down, your foot comes down. Exhale, everything lifts and stretches. Inhale, it comes down. Exhale, lift your arm, your leg, extend. Bring your foot down, bring your hand down, and we'll do that on the other side. Left leg goes back, swivel, line up your feet, fan open. Right shoulder over right wrist. Bring your left arm to rest on your side body. As you lift your leg, you lift your arm and let your arm come alongside your ear for a stretch from toe to fingertips. Bring everything down. Lift it back up. Bring it down. This is what warriors do when they get ready for a battle. And one more time. And bring it down. Come to child's pose. All right. And we're going to come up to stand on our knees. Okay. Okay, everybody ready? All right, you're going to send your right leg straight out in front of you. And just for a little warm up, you're going to bring your heels of your hands to your back waist and slide your hips toward your calf, the calf of your right foot. And then bring your hips over your left knee, straighten your right leg. Inhale, exhale, slide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, slide. Inhale, straighten. Just bend your knee, slide your foot back behind you, and we're going to do the other side. And then we're going to do, after that, we're going to do knee down warrior poses. So bring your left leg up in front of you, heels of your hands at your back waist. This is to help protect your back. Keep your spine nice and long. Inhale, exhale, slide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and slide. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Inhale. Bend your knee, slide your foot back, and return it. All right. Right leg comes out again. So we're going to use this variation of the warriors with our knee down to help us feel the poses and imagine how we can use that feeling when we're in our standing poses. So send your arms straight back behind you. Walk, heel toe your right foot away a little bit so that your left foot is on a slight diagonal, as it would be reaching behind you when we were standing. So your arms are reaching behind you, and you are going to bring up from the earth, warrior one. Inhale, open up your heart. Anjali Mudra, prayer pose above you. Look up at your prayer. Bring it down to your heart. To be a great warrior, you need a little humility. So you're going to bring your arms inside your right leg, place them on the mat, or if you have a prop available, on there, and fold inside your legs for a humble, devotional warrior. Inhale, unfold, come back to warrior one. Bring your arms down alongside your body. Heel toe your foot over to the right. So keep it going until your right heel is opposite your left knee. Then walk your right foot away a little bit so that we have that diagonal again. You know how it feels to stand in warrior two. So now if you look at me, you can see that my shoulders went this way because my leg went that way. What I want to do is square them. And that's what I like about doing this knee down version, because you can actually feel that a little bit better, feel your whole torso coming forward, squaring off. Send your arms straight out, look over your right hand. So you're sizing up, you're putting in focus. Little Ujjayi breath here might help. You're putting in focus your target, but your challenge in our case, and you are devising a strategy. Your conclusion is when you bring your right hand down and your left arm down and your right arm up into a peace sign, that the choice is peace. Come back to warrior two. Release your arms, bring your heel toe, your foot back, and then step your knee back where it was, right? So we're going to do those two warriors on the left side. So step your left foot forward, walk it away a little bit. To get that diagonal here, you want a little bit of a diagonal. Be careful with your knee, right? Bring that warrior up from the earth in arms in the sign of victory. If you think positively, if you see in your mind's eye the end result, the victory, it will manifest. Bring the palms of your hands together, look up at your Anjali Mudra, your prayer. Bring it down to your heart, brave heart. Release your arms. Bring your arms inside your leg to show humility. Bow down. Om Namah Shivaya. Nama is, bring your arms back up and release your arms. So Nama is, as in Namaste, Nam is honor or to bow to. It's also a word, Nama, for surrender. And Shiva, Shivaya is Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya. So it is a chant of transformation, surrendering to the divinity within us. Okay, well, heel toe your foot all the way over so that your heel is opposite your right knee. Arms straight out, warrior two. Knee down, warrior two. Look over your left fingers to check out the challenge, to size it up, to see what you need to do. And you will look inside for the answer. Bring your right arm down, your left up in a gesture of peace or surrender. Om Namah Shivaya. Back to warrior two. And then release your arms, heel toe your foot back to center, and bring both knees back together. All right, so how do we do warrior three? How do we get ready to charge into the battle with our knees down? Bring your arms back and up. Let your arms come up alongside your ears. You're going to send your hips back, creasing, hinging at your hip socket. You're going to send your hips back maybe a little bit further. Maybe this is as far as you go and that's fine. Or maybe you'll come down a little bit more, sending your fingers forward as if you are ready to charge into battle. Lift your hips, lift your arms, and bring your arms back down by your side. Okay, good. So now it's time to come to stand. I would like to recommend a chair if you have one. If you know your warrior, and your warrior three, and you don't think you need a chair, then you won't need one. But I will get one, just give me a second. All right. If you like to use the chair for warrior three, have it so that the back is facing you at the top of your mat. Otherwise, I will show you other ways to come to warrior three. All right. All right. All right, so we're going to do that right now. Let's work on that warrior three. That's the most challenging of all our warriors. You always start from your mountain, your strength of the mountain. You shift your weight to your left foot. Slide your right foot behind you. Your right leg is standing on the ball of your foot. So if you're a warrior, you need to send your torso at the same angle as the leg that's behind you. Arms alongside your ears. You can bend your left leg a little bit. You're going to lift your leg, and as you lift your leg, you will lower your torso, but you do not come back. You do not lower your torso more than your leg. You do not lift your leg more than your torso. One great long line. All right. So this may be as far as you go with your warrior. This is maybe it. Maybe you'll come a little farther, a little more, a little more. Maybe you'll go entirely horizontal. Maybe not. There's no requirement in these classes to be in an all levels class to be absolutely straight, or in any class. Okay. Horizontal, I mean. Okay, so another way to come into a warrior three. I'm going to show you this one this way first. Your hands are on your thighs. You're going to step your right leg back behind you. Let's do the left leg since we did the right just a moment ago. Right? And you're using your hands for support. So you're going to slowly come over your right ankle and you'll begin to straighten your left leg and help it lift up with your left hand. Yeah, any amount. So that might be a way for you or something that will be easier for you to get into. All right. So another way is if you have blocks, you will have blocks in front of you and you'll imagine that they're on the long side. I don't happen to have them here, but imagine I do, and I'm holding onto the blocks, and I lift my leg, and hopefully I don't fall over. So another way, and this has actually always been my favorite way of coming into warrior three. So you lift your hands, bring them up overhead, bend your knees, bring your fingertips to the mat. Send your leg back behind you. Now you can stay right here, or you can lift up your torso to come in to a full warrior three. Right? So yeah, it's okay. It can be sloppy. It doesn't have to be, there's no perfection here. All right. So the chair. All right. The best way. Okay. So we will be coming into our warrior three from warrior one. So your front knee is bent, your hips are as square as possible, your arms are overhead. You're going to reach for the back of the chair. And you might push it forward because you want to come over your extended leg. And I'm going to show you another way to do this without having to push the chair. Right? And here comes your warrior three with your ears between your arms. Right? All right. So if your chair isn't going to be sliding like mine was able to, then you'll start a little bit back further so that you'll know that you need to be like the shape of an L. So even if you're in your warrior one, you'll keep your warrior one back here, all the way back. Bring your arms up so that you can come down. You can touch the back of the chair with your fingertips and then come up to your warrior three and bring it down. Okay. All right. So you pick any one of those for your warrior three poses. And the chair is great. And it's okay if you pause. Now, in a flow, we're going to be coming from warrior one, but if you need to readjust your warrior one to reach the chair, or for whichever time you're doing, you do that. It only takes a couple of seconds to do that. All right? You know, we think we have to go immediately from one place to the next. You should always adjust in between, take the time in the transitions so that you keep safe, right? So that you don't move too quickly and hurt yourself. All right, here we go. Come to your mountain. Inhale, fly out and up. Exhale, fly over your legs. Inhale halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, send your right leg back behind you. Come to a low lunge. Your right wrist under your right shoulder. We're going to do a low lunge twist. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. Send your belly button to your left thigh, and then extend your arm. Bring your hand back down, left hand back down to the mat. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, 1, 2, or 3 steps, as many as you need. Place your left foot flat on the mat in warrior 1 position. So your right leg is in its lane, your left leg in its lane. Your hips are not coming out to the right, they're square with the front of your mat. You're sending your arms straight back behind you, and you're going to bring warrior 1 up from the earth into a pose of victory. Open up your heart, brave heart. Send your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, opening up your heart even more. You're going to inhale and exhale and show your humility by bringing your torso down to your thigh level. You'll stay right here, or inhale and exhale, come inside your right leg for a full devotional warrior. Maybe your knuckles will reach for the sky or straight back behind you. Push in to the mat. Let your knuckles lead you back up to warrior 1. Let's say that prayer. Anjali Mudra. Look up at your prayer. Send your arms down by your side. You're going to step in to warrior 2 by stepping your left foot behind your right. Take your time. Take your time. Arms straight out from your shoulders. Knee over ankle. Knee does not collapse in. Push in a little bit on the outside of your right foot to help that knee stay aligned. Look over your right fingers. Square your shoulders like we did when we were knee down. Size up your challenge. Bring your left arm down. Peace. And while we're here, bring your forearm on to your thigh. Your left arm alongside your left ear for a long, straight line from your fingertips to your foot. Straighten your right leg, coming in to triangle. Come back to warrior 2. Swivel back to warrior 1. Now take your time, and you will come in to your warrior 3, whichever one is your favorite, is your most powerful. And bring it down. Bring both feet together. Uttanasana, hang over. We can get a little sloppy, it's okay. Fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. Let's do the other side. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold. Send your left leg back behind you, low lunge. Your left wrist under your left shoulder. Square your hips, twist to the right. Extend your arm. Bring your arm back down. Step your left foot flat on the mat. Bring your arms all the way back behind you. No, wrong. Okay. All right, so let's come back. Step back to downward facing dog. Sorry, I made a mistake there. We need to get your left leg forward. So down, I missed down dog in between. Oh my. Send your left foot forward. Step your right foot flat on the mat. Sweep your arms alongside your hips and reach down into the earth. Bring up warrior one. Feel the power of this warrior. Bring your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, yoga mudra. Open up your heart, brave heart. Inhale, exhale, come forward halfway for a humble warrior. Inhale, exhale, come inside your right leg for a deep devotional warrior, Bhakti Virabhadrasana 1. Push your feet into the mat. Let your knuckles lead you back up. Release your arms. Step your back foot so that your arch is opposite the heel of your left foot, your forward leg. Square your shoulders. Send your arms straight out to the side, straight out from your shoulders for a warrior 2. Right hand to right thigh, peaceful warrior. Left forearm to left thigh, Pashimotonasana, side angle pose. Straighten your left leg, come in to triangle. Back to warrior 2. Swivel back to warrior 1. Take your time. You may have to move back if you have a chair ready for you. You may have to move back on your mat. Inhale, and on an exhale, step in to your warrior 2. You're springing off your back leg, lifting it up, hip height or any amount. Step your right foot next to your left, Uttanasana. fly out and up, and bring that warrior energy down to your heart. Release your arms. Okay, excellent. Come just to stand for a moment and take a few breaths. Bring your hands to your heart, feel your heart beating. Take a slow, long exhale after a deep inhale. Release your arms and make your way down to the mat. When we get down there, come to Dandasana, the legs straight out in front of you, arms, hands alongside your hips, toes to the sky. Okay, good. Inhale your arms up alongside your ears. So we did this earlier in class, you may recall, with crossed wrists. We're going to do it with our straight, long wrists, Pashimotonasana. So inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to engage your abdominal muscles and hinge from your hip sockets to come over your legs any amount. Notice if it's easier now after all those warriors. If your hamstrings are a little more stretched out. And then relax your arms, just fold comfortably. The Western stretch, it's called that Pashimotonasana because the back of our body is the Western side of our body. Look forward or up at your feet. Bring your arms alongside your ears and hinge. Back up, bring your arms down by your side. Send your arms straight out in front of you, palms facing each other. You're going to send your fingers forward like you were reaching for something past your toes. And then you're going to, on an inhale, make your journey all the way down onto the mat. Slow, slow journey, using those abs to keep you from falling on your back onto the mat. All right. When you get down, we're going to work on our backs. Send your shoulders into the mat and release them. Send both your shoulders in, feel your chest rise and release. Again, send your shoulders to the mat and release. Send your arms upward, fingers to the ceiling, and then let your shoulders relax back into the mat. Bend your elbows, bringing one forearm over the other. Inhale, and on an exhale, send your left upper arm over to the left onto the floor or as close to it as is comfortable. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. We're massaging our shoulder blades. Come to center. Once more on each side. To the left, to center, to the right, to center. Release your arms, bring your knees into your chest. Take one knee in each hand, and then send your knees away from you. Your arms will straighten. Your lower back now is getting a massage. Bring your knees back into your chest, send them away. Do this a few more times. We're going all the way down our back. Next time your knees are into your chest, pause and make circles with your knees. Now release your hands from your knees and let your knees open a little bit from side to side and make those circles again, so you'll see that much more of your hip gets involved here when you do that, because they're not constrained by your hands. So you can get a lot more territory covered. And then bring your knees back to your chest. Bring your feet to the mat. Extend one leg and then the other leg. Rotate your arms so that your palms are facing upward in a giving and receiving positions to come into Shavasana. Let your whole back body surrender to gravity. Feel the weight of your body. Feel your connection with the earth. As if the earth were hugging you. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Take a deep breath to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead behind you, your feet in the opposite direction for that wonderful full body stretch. And then bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and roll from side to side. Come to center, release your arms, and roll over on to whichever side you prefer to come to a fetal position. And make your way up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart when you get there. Right. I know that some of you will not stay for, cannot stay for meditation. So let me send everyone this prayer now before we do our meditation, and that is that may we never let our anger turn to hatred, our hatred turn to vengeance. May we always look into our hearts, into ourselves, to find the answers to meet our most challenging problems. Namaste. If you are staying for meditation, get yourself settled. Get nice and comfortable. Yeah, get warm. All right, so let's begin by closing our eyes and bringing our attention to our breath. Don't change your breath, just follow it. When a thought comes to mind, acknowledge it and say later. And come right back to your breath. To refocus. Think of those thoughts as an itch on your arm that if you don't scratch it, it's just going to make you crazy. So you need to acknowledge it, scratch it, and let it go. With your next breath, find yourself outdoors in a wooded area. It's beautiful. It's a perfect spring day. The weather is glorious. The sky is blue. Little beautiful cumulus clouds just drifting by. Look at the colors around you. That beautiful light yellowy green of spring trees. See the buds, the little blossoms, perhaps of a flowering tree like an apple blossom. And as you walk further, you come to this clearing, big circular clearing. And as you begin to walk forward, you notice you're walking towards the middle of this clearing. You'll notice that there's something in the middle of this circular area, and you walk toward it. And as you arrive, you see this big, beautiful stone labyrinth. Its outline created with interlocking stones all around, going in a spirally shape. And you stand by the entrance of the labyrinth. And you just stand there for a moment, taking it all in. Where did this come from? Noticing how beautifully manicured it is, how the grass is just the right height for you to walk on it comfortably. You can feel the grass beneath your feet. Notice how it feels. And you're facing north. And before you enter this labyrinth, you will make a wish, ask a question, ponder a thought, that you hope will be answered by your journey through this labyrinth. And it may not happen today, but it may in a few days from now. You may get your answer, you may get your wish. Imagine whatever it is you would like to see happen tomorrow, the next day, months from now. Whatever it is you want, see it, visualize it in your mind. Think of the question that you may have. And now you'll turn to make your first step into the labyrinth, turning to your left, to the west. And you'll step inside and notice as you go around the outer circle, as you go around, you'll notice the feel of the earth. You'll notice the texture of the stones, of the rocks that are forming this labyrinth. And you'll notice that the little zigzags you're going to make as you continue your journey around seem to be in such perfect harmony, so that they don't send you off course. They just bring interest to your journey all around the labyrinth. And you'll walk around the second circular path, continuing to ponder what you started with when you entered. Or just let your mind be at ease. And continue, and as you do, feel the warmth of the sun on your face, on your whole body. Perhaps you hear some birds singing. But you carefully continue your journey. Notice everything around you. And when you get to the center of the labyrinth, pause there for a moment. And you'll notice there's this little altar down in the middle, made again out of interlocking stones. And there are little objects and things people have put there and left behind. And maybe you choose to put something on that altar. And then you'll just stand there and allow your arms to fall comfortably by your side, your palms facing forward. You lift your head and feel again the warmth of the sun. A cool breeze on your face. And you meditate on that which you wished for or asked for, or just stay at ease right here, right now, in the center of the labyrinth. Take a breath and then begin your journey from the center, your circular journey, your spiral back to where you started. And again, noticing the little detours that make you think, make you wander a little bit off the perfect path. Notice everything around you, the feel of the grass, the beauty of the stones, the color of the sky, the fragrances of spring. And when you make your way to the place where you began, you'll stand for a while looking once again at the center of the labyrinth. And as you look around one final time, you notice how those stones, how the blocks are interlacing, interconnecting so beautifully. And it makes you think that this whole labyrinth is like the shape of this universe, and that we are all interlocking with each other as one field of energy, that we are all connected like those interlocking blocks to create one perfect union. And now take another breath. And bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head. And slowly lift your head, opening your eyes as you do, to come to a neutral position, your eyes wide open. Thank you all so much for being with me today.